Good morning and welcome to the Morning Show Sports Network. I'm your host, Sagir Avid, and today we're joined by none other than Brighton's very own Coach Plummer. Coach Plummer is one of our physical education teachers. He has been teaching here since 1989. Coach Plummer is heavily involved with basketball and referees for Section 5. He joins us today to talk about teams and sportsmanship. So, you obviously have a lot of experience and knowledge, Coach Plummer, on topics considering your position.
Well, I've been doing it a long time, so I guess you could say I have some experience. I've been able to gain it through many years of doing, obviously, coaching and teaching and reffing and all the things I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Now, what do you think when you hear the word team? There are definitely some characteristics of a team that are not really present in an ordinary group of people, right?
That's true. I would say that a good team has, characteristics. Obviously, if you're talking about a sport, then the team has to have good physical skills. Yeah. They have to understand what the coach wants done, and they have to understand that a team sets individual goals and priorities apart for the good of the overall group to accomplish a goal, whatever that might be. So I think that, with those aspects, if they understand those things, the team has a much better chance of accomplishing a goal, whatever it might be. Obviously, on an individual basis, a winning of a game, mm-hmm. or winning of a sectional title, or whatever that might be. I also think a great characteristic of teams that do well are kids on the team like each other. The only time they see each other isn't just at practice. They go out and do things with each other. I see them sitting with each other in the cafeteria. So if they have a like for each other and a camaraderie with each other, they tend to bring that to the field or the court, and they tend to be more successful.
All right. So what are the members of a team responsible to make sure the team functions?
Well, I mean, it really depends upon the sport and the different roles each individual within the team has. I mean, every team has its leaders. Captains are usually picked or voted on. But those leaders, you lean on those as a coach a lot to get some of the things expressed that you want done. But everybody has the role and knows the role. I think that, an example in football would be, even though you may not be a starter, but your role on the scout team might be to really give the starting players a good look at what the other team does, both offensively and defensively, to make that week of practice better, so they can be better prepared for the upcoming game. And obviously, everyone has their role, and if they understand it and they can do it, the team is better.
All right. So how would you say does a coach fit into all of this?
How does a coach fit? Well, I think, a coach has to be a great organizer, a great motivator, a leader for his kids, for his team. I think a coach has to make it fun. This is just high school athletics in terms of the team. I think you're interviewing me about more high school than anything else. But it's got to be fun. I think our kids want to be there, want to be there. So, a coach brings all that together. And hopefully, with a good philosophy and how they present it. And coaches are good teachers. Good coaches are good teachers, and I think that's very, very important. But I've always said that I've done my best coaching jobs when I've had the most skilled kids. If I had better kids than the other team, I'm probably a good coach that day. So it is what it is. I think that. Coaches certainly have the role, and I take it very seriously. But the kids and some of the things that we talked about earlier are really the main factors of how successful a team might be.
And of course, one of those main factors is being a good sport, right? Well, why is it important?
Well, I think regardless of if you win or lose, how you carry yourself and how you represent yourself and your school and your family is very important, and sportsmanship is a big part of that. As a referee, I make sure our kids show good sportsmanship on the floor every time I referee, and if I think that's not happening, I try to correct it. as a coach, you have to lead by example. You have to be a good sport as well. Winning is great. Don't get me wrong. You have more fun when you win. But learning how to win gracefully and with class, and how to lose with dignity is very, very important. And, one of my greatest, attributes when my football teams that I used to head coach here, we used to win the sportsmanship award all the time, and I was very, very proud of that, regardless of whether we won on the field in terms of win and loss score. We did very well in terms of sportsmanship.
Well, everyone, take it from a genius. We appreciate you coming here out today, and thanks a bunch for your insight.
Well, thank you for having me, guys.